Captain Stansky!
Where is your counterattack?
We are attacking! We are defending! We are counterattacking!
Hey guys, I'm Derek Ritter from Ritterkrieg, and today I just want to talk to you a bit about the attack and the Schwerpunkt, and how to divide your forces economically to make the defender divide his uneconomically. So this has been covered a lot. A lot of people talk about this, or have written about this. A lot more people know about this, play this every time they play it. But for those of you that don't, I just had Bill Ryder over here, and he was playing Jeff, and Bill has been playing a couple of years, and like normal, the learning curve, he's still fine-tuning his attacking skills. So I talked about this, and he was really fascinated, so I thought I'd make a video. So this is just a scenario I made up. I think it's board 4, and we're going to just invent that the Germans have to conquer Crossroad FF5, or they have to exit 5 squads off the east edge, or you name it, whatever it is. Okay, or capture a couple buildings, or a few buildings. So the Russian player who's going to be setting up first, they're going to have no choice but to cover all their bases. So they're going to put some guys here, they're going to put some guys, I just randomly plopped them down. I'm only putting down what's needed for the example. I'm not adding support weapons or leaders or fortifications or anything like that, but there might be in any, and certainly will be in any scenario that you play. So the Russians are here, the Germans have to get past them, so they have a choice how to do this. Well, they can split up their force and attack and see what part gives, and and then try to exploit that. But what I usually do, and not always to great success, but usually I win or lose a game within the first 2 turns, because I play very, very aggressive as the attacker. What I usually do is this. First, I look for the more solid approaches. So here we have a lot of open ground, a lot of wheat fields. So I don't like it. Over here, we've got hedge, woods, building, shell hole, woods, building, woods, and it just looks like a safer path to go through this way. Now, I'm sure the Russian player will recognize that, and he'll probably put a few more guys on that side, a little bit more than 50%, protecting that end. So what I do is I take my general rule of thumb is about 80-20, but it'll vary. I will try to put as much as possible into the point of pressure, or the Schwerpunkt, but usually it works out to about 80-20. This time it works out a little bit higher. It's probably like 85-15 or something, but here we go. So what I did, and I just took a mix of 4-6-7s and 4-6-8s, and what I did was, and a lot of people will do this, they know this this trick or this tactic, is you'll try to cut off the defender from reinforcing the point of attack. So here they have almost 50% of their forces in the south. So between these 2 guys right here, we should be able to cut them off for a significant amount of time, if not the entire game. And then this guy, this little friend over here, this little half squad, is going to cause them additional trouble. So, or the Russian player will think he is. So, so what I did here was, so first let's talk about the 2-4-7. 2-4-7 I do almost every game. I take some insignificant counter that's not very important. Sometimes it's even dummies, just a dummy stack, and I leave them in the area where I'm not attacking. And almost always they will keep a squad or 2 in reserve to protect against whatever the heck this thing is, and that essentially takes a huge part of their defense out of the game for no reason whatsoever, just in case this guy is up to something. So I'll put that guy here, and then somebody has to stay back to defend against them. Well, even if he isn't a dummy, even if he's a 2-4-7, I outnumber the attacker in almost every scenario. The defender. In almost every scenario, the attacker outnumbers the defender. And now I just had a disproportionate, I think that's the right word, trade-off of one half squad, which I can afford because I have more squads than he does, against at least one squad who's going to end up defending, making sure that he doesn't do anything sneaky. All right, so done with that. Then I'm going to take this, and it doesn't have to be a lot. What's important is whoever's laying the fire lane has to have a leader, because catastrophic if the machine gun breaks, which you have no control over, or if the multi-man counter cowers, that you do have control over. So make sure you put a leader there. Doesn't have to be good, could even be a 6+1 leader, doesn't matter. Just make sure he doesn't cower. Now the idea is, and then I put somebody who's capable of one shot, doesn't need to be more than one shot, upstairs, overlooking all the brush, all the grain, all the tank hindrances, or anything that's a half level hindrance. Now, when he starts to move, or thinking about starting to move, the guy on the top floor has the -1 or -2 shot at the first guy moving. That's the guy who's not going to get affected by the fire lane. So you go, of course he's getting affected by the fire lane. Well, chances are you're not going to hurt him because there's all this grain to move through. So when this guy starts to move and he goes 1, well, yeah, the fire lane can hit him, but it's going to be going through 1, 2, 3, 4 grain. So it's going to be a up 3 shot, and more than likely he'll survive it. He'll make it. Then the rest of these guys have to contend with a fire lane with at least a down 1 shot. So they probably won't make it. They'll wait till next turn. But guess what? Next turn, another one is going to follow. He's going to get ready this turn to here, and then next turn he's going to be the one who makes it. So you need this guy upstairs to hit the first guy who moves into the fire lane. So 447 decides he is going to risk it. Well, now you have a 1 down 2 shot at him, which is, I mean, we've all lost the game on a 1 down 2 shot. It's a good shot. So he gets hit by that. Then after that, the fire lane goes down, hits the 447's hex and beyond, and now this guy got hit. This guy got hit by the 1 down 2. This guy will get hit by the, assuming he's going through the grain, he'll get hit by the 2 down 2. This guy the 2 down 2. This guy the 2 down 2. So it makes it very, very hard for them to cross over. Now, if they decide to go this way, up the road and around, you can always move your medium machine gun upstairs and forego the fire lane. Just say no more fire lane, and then just get the -2 shot once they move out into the open over here, trying to reinforce. Or you can place yourself in a position where you get a better fire lane. Like, for example, you can move him over here to T9, and then you can create the fire lane going down this way right through the open ground. Okay, so that's the purpose of them. Then all you have left to do is overwhelm. So you start the scenario. I'm just making this up again. You start the scenario with 15 squads attacking 10 squads. Well, now you've got 13 squads attacking 6 squads. So your odds just went from about 3-2 in ratio up to over 2-1 just by doing this one little trick. So, oops. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you, and I know most of you know this already, but for those of you who are just learning how to attack, it can really come in handy once you start to perfect it. Also, one more thing, I placed my 248, just an example, upstairs, my 247 downstairs, and you go, well, why would you do that? You know, don't you want your better squad with the medium machine gun? And the reason is because if the Russians decide to fight it out with this building, some of that fire will be coming through grain. So the more vulnerable one is the guy upstairs, and in a lot of ways, he's the more critical one, because he's the one who's going to be getting the down shots on the first guy who tries to move. So I put my better guy upstairs, but that's just me. Okay, guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.